What if I told you that this little chip has a secret language, a hidden hierarchy of power, and a story to tell? Today, we're not just talking about computer parts. We're embarking on a journey into the very heart of your machine. We're going to decode the secret language of Intel's processors. And by the end of this, you won't just be a user. You'll be an insider, capable of understanding the soul of any machine you touch. Think of the i3 as the reliable, dependable sedan of the processor world. It's not designed to win drag races or conquer treacherous mountain roads, but it will get you to work, to the grocery store, and back home every single day without a fuss. It's the engine that powers the daily lives of millions. Students drafting their first essays, office workers juggling spreadsheets and emails, and families video calling loved ones across the globe. Intel designed the Core i3 with a clear philosophy: accessibility and efficiency. With a typical configuration of around 4 to 6 processing cores, it's built to handle the fundamental tasks of modern computing with grace. Imagine each core as a dedicated worker. With 4 to 6 of them, you can have one worker handling your web browser with a dozen tabs open, another managing your music streaming service, a third keeping your email client updated, and a fourth running your word processor. This is the essence of everyday multitasking, and the i3 is the master of this domain. It ensures that your digital to-do list gets done smoothly, without the stuttering or freezing that can turn a simple task into a frustrating ordeal. But within this family of workhorses, there are specialists. You'll often see letters, or suffixes, attached to the model number, and this is where the secret language truly begins. Think of these as genetic traits. An i3 with a U suffix, for example, is the marathon runner of the group. It stands for ultra-low power, meaning it's engineered to sip electricity, generating less heat and allowing for longer battery life in thin and light laptops. This is the processor you'd find in a sleek Ultrabook you can carry in a backpack all day without scrambling for a power outlet. Then there's the F model, the budget-conscious pragmatist. The F signifies that the processor lacks integrated graphics. In simple terms, it doesn't have the built-in ability to draw images on your screen. This might sound like a major drawback, but it's actually a clever cost-saving measure for a specific user, the gamer on a budget. These users will be buying a separate, powerful, dedicated graphics card anyway. So why pay for a feature you're never going to use? The F series allows them to allocate more of their budget toward the graphics card, which is the single most important component for gaming performance. Finally, we have the T variant, the specialist in compact living. These processors are designed for small, all-in-one desktops or compact media centers that sit discreetly in a living room. They have a lower power profile, which means they produce less heat and don't require bulky, noisy cooling fans. The T processor is the quiet, efficient engine for the minimalist's digital hub. So, while the Core i3 may be considered entry-level, that label doesn't do it justice. It is a testament to how far technology has come that this light budget option is more powerful than the high-end flagship processors from just a decade ago. It's the processor that democratized modern computing, making smooth, responsive technology accessible to almost everyone. It's not about having the most power. It's about having the right power for the job. And for the vast majority of daily tasks, the Core i3 isn't just enough. It's the smart, sensible, and perfect choice. If the Core i3 is the dependable sedan, then the Core i5 is the ultimate crossover SUV. It perfectly captures the spirit of what most people truly need. A powerful blend of performance, versatility, and value that can handle the daily commute with ease, but is also ready for a weekend adventure at a moment's notice. This is why the Core i5 has reigned for years as the undisputed king of the mainstream market, the processor that strikes the perfect chord for the widest range of users. The Core i5 represents the sweet spot, the point of diminishing returns, where spending more money yields progressively smaller gains for the average person. With a more robust core count, typically ranging from 6 to an impressive 14 cores in modern iterations, the i5 is a multitasking monster. This is where you move beyond just handling daily tasks to excelling at them simultaneously. Imagine a budding content creator. They can be editing a 1080p video in one application, rendering a thumbnail in a photo editor, streaming a tutorial on their web browser, and downloading game assets in the background, all without the system breaking a sweat. This is the power of the i5. It provides the headroom to explore your hobbies and passions without your technology holding you back. A fascinating aspect of the tech world is its relentless march forward. The Core i5's fiercest rival is AMD's Ryzen 5 series, and this competition has been a golden age for consumers. For years, Intel often held the crown for single-core speed, which is crucial for gaming and applications that rely on one powerful core to do the heavy lifting. AMD, on the other hand, often competed by offering more cores at a similar price, making their Ryzen 5 a multitasking champion. This constant tug-of-war has forced both companies to innovate relentlessly, pushing prices down and performance up for everyone. Just like its i3 sibling, the i5 has its own set of suffixes that reveal its specialties. The U series continues to signify power efficiency for laptops, but in an i5, it provides a much more potent performance per watt, ideal for professionals on the go. The real excitement, however, comes with the H series in laptops. H stands for High Performance Graphics, and these are the chips that power the majority of mainstream gaming laptops. They draw more power, require more substantial cooling, and in return, they deliver a desktop-like experience in a portable form factor. On the desktop side, the legendary K suffix makes its appearance. K means the processor is unlocked, a term that is music to the ears of enthusiasts. It means you can overclock. Manually push its operating speed beyond the factory settings to squeeze out extra performance for free. This does, however, come with a critical caveat. It generates significantly more heat. Overclocking a K-series i5 without a robust cooling solution, like a large air cooler or a liquid cooling system, is like trying to redline a sports car engine without any oil. It's a surefire way to cause damage. But for those who are willing to tinker, the K-series i5 offers a taste of high-end performance at a mid-range price. The Core i5 is more than just a piece of hardware. It's an enabler. It's the processor that allows a student to seamlessly transition from research and writing to a competitive gaming session with friends. It is the engine that empowers a freelance graphic designer to work on complex projects without being tethered to a bulky, expensive workstation. It is, in every sense, the people's champion, the perfect, powerful, and pragmatic heart for the modern digital experience. Welcome to the High Performance Club. If the Core i5 is the versatile SUV, the Core i7 is the high-performance sports sedan. It's sleek, immensely powerful, and engineered for those who don't just use their computers, but push them to their absolute limits. This is the realm of the serious gamer, the professional content creator, and the master multitasker. The user who demands seamless performance while juggling incredibly demanding workloads. The Core i7 makes a significant leap in raw power, boasting a core count that can range from 8 to a staggering 20 cores in its latest iterations. This architecture is often a sophisticated hybrid, combining powerful performance cores, P-cores, for heavy, immediate tasks with efficient cores, E-cores, for background processes and multitasking. Think of it as a highly specialized team. You have your star players, the P-cores, who are tasked with running your game or rendering your 4K video timeline in real time. Simultaneously, you have a dedicated support crew, the E-cores, managing your Discord chat, your streaming software, and your operating system's background tasks. This intelligent division of labor ensures that your primary focus remains buttery smooth, no matter what else is happening in the background. This is the processor for the streamer who wants to play the latest OLED game at maximum settings in 1440p resolution, while simultaneously streaming that gameplay to Twitch in high definition, recording the footage locally for a YouTube edit, and interacting with their live chat, all without a single dropped frame. It's for the video editor who needs to scrub through multiple layers of 4K footage, applying color grades, and complex effects, and see the results instantly without waiting for a progress bar to slowly crawl across the screen. The Core i7 is built for a workflow where time is money and lag is the enemy. The suffix game becomes even more critical at this level. In the laptop space, you'll encounter the HX variants. These are the apex predators of mobile processing. They are essentially desktop-class chips that have been adapted for the most powerful and often largest gaming and workstation laptops. They consume a tremendous amount of power and require cooling systems that look like they belong in a science fiction movie. But the performance they deliver is nothing short of breathtaking, often rivaling their desktop counterparts. On the desktop front, the K suffix returns, signifying that this powerhouse is unlocked and ready for overclocking. But here, we also see the KF variant. Just like the F series in the i3 and i5 lineups, the KF denotes a processor that lacks integrated graphics. For the Core i7's target audience, hardcore gamers and creators, this is an even more logical choice. These users will, without exception, be using a high-end dedicated graphics card. The KF series allows them to get all the overclocking potential and raw processing power of the top-tier i7 at a slightly lower price point by stripping away a component they would never use. It's the enthusiast's choice, a nod from Intel to the users who know exactly what they want. However, the throne of high-performance computing is hotly contested. AMD's Ryzen 7 series has become a formidable competitor, often praised for its incredible efficiency and thermal performance. In many head-to-head comparisons, a Ryzen 7 might achieve similar or even better performance than a Core i7, while consuming less power, and therefore running cooler. This is a critical factor for builders who are trying to create a quiet, cool system, especially in a compact case. The competition is fierce, and the choice between a Core i7 and a Ryzen 7 often comes down to specific use cases, pricing at the time of purchase, and brand loyalty. The Core i7 is an investment in creative freedom and competitive advantage. It's the silent partner that never becomes a bottleneck, the tool that gets out of the way and lets your skills shine. It's for the user who is past the point of asking, "Can my computer do this?" and has moved on to asking, "How fast can my computer do this?" For them, the Core i7 is the definitive answer. We have now ascended to the peak of consumer computing. This is not just a processor, it's a statement. The Core i9 is Intel's flagship, a monument to engineering prowess built for a singular purpose: to deliver uncompromising performance to those who demand the absolute best. If the i7 is a sports sedan, the i9 is a limited production hypercar. It is extravagant, brutally powerful, and designed for the top 1% of users: the professional animators at major studios, the data scientists running complex simulations, and the enthusiast gamers who want to build a god-tier rig with zero compromises. The Core i9 pushes the boundaries of what's possible in a consumer-grade chip, boasting the highest core counts available, sometimes reaching up to 24 cores and beyond. This isn't just about multitasking. It's about megatasking on a scale that would cripple a lesser processor. This is the engine required for editing 8K video natively, working with massive 3D models in architectural software that contain millions of polygons, or compiling enormous projects of code that could take hours on a lesser machine. For a professional in these fields, the time saved by the i9's raw power can translate directly into thousands of dollars of productivity. In the world of gaming, the Core i9 aims to be the ultimate frame rate king. It's designed to eliminate any potential CPU bottleneck, ensuring that even the most powerful graphics cards on the market can run at their full potential. This is for the gamer who has a 200 Hz monitor and wants to ensure their system can deliver 240 frames per second consistently, providing the smoothest and most responsive experience possible. They are playing at ultra settings, often at 4K resolution, and sometimes even dabbling in multi-monitor or VR setups. For them, performance is not a luxury, it's a competitive necessity. The suffixes in the i9 lineup, K, KF, HX, mirror those of the i7, but their implications are magnified. An overclocked Core i9K is a true monster, but it is also a thermal beast. Cooling a Core i9 under heavy load is a serious engineering challenge, often requiring custom liquid cooling loops with large radiators to prevent it from overheating and throttling its own performance. This is the deep end of the PC building pool, a space reserved for serious hobbyists and professionals. However, at this rarefied level of performance, the competition is more intense than anywhere else. AMD's Ryzen 9 series, Particularly their innovative X3D models presents a massive challenge to the i9's dominance, especially in gaming. AMD's 3D V-cache technology involves stacking a huge amount of extra cache memory directly on top of the processor. For gaming, which loves fast access to large amounts of data, this is a revolutionary advantage. In many gaming benchmarks, a Ryzen 9 X3D chip can outperform a Core i9, often while consuming less power and running cooler, making it an incredibly compelling choice for a pure gaming machine. The decision between a Core i9 and a Ryzen 9 is therefore a complex one. The Core i9 might pull ahead in raw productivity applications that can leverage its sheer number of cores and high clock speeds. The Ryzen 9 X3D, however, frequently claims the top spot in gaming performance. It's a fascinating battle of engineering philosophies. Intel's brute force approach versus AMD's innovative, cache-focused strategy. Owning a Core i9 is about having the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have the best that technology can offer. It's for the professional whose livelihood depends on performance, and the enthusiast who finds joy in pushing the limits of technology. It is, without a doubt, the apex predator of the silicon jungle. Beyond the familiar hierarchy of the Core family, Intel has developed a fascinating cast of specialists, each designed to conquer a very specific domain. These aren't just about making things faster, they're about making them smarter, more secure, and more efficient. Core Ultra, the dawn of the AI PC. First, we have the new contender, the forward-thinking visionary, the Core Ultra. This series represents a fundamental shift in processor design, arguably the biggest in a generation. The headline feature is the inclusion of a dedicated NPU, or Neural Processing Unit. Think of your main processor, the CPU, as a brilliant mathematician. It can solve any problem you give it, but it takes time and energy. The NPU, on the other hand, is like a specialized language translator. It might not be able to solve complex calculus, but it can translate languages instantly and almost effortlessly. Its architecture is specifically designed for the kind of math that powers artificial intelligence and machine learning tasks. Why is this so important? By offloading these specific AI tasks to the NPU, the main CPU and GPU are freed up to do what they do best. This results in a massive reduction in power consumption and heat. Imagine you're on a video call. In a traditional system, your CPU would be working hard to run the video conferencing software, while your GPU might be tasked with blurring your background. With Core Ultra, the NPU handles the background blur, the real-time noise cancellation, and even automatic camera framing, using a tiny fraction of the power. This means your laptop runs cooler, quieter, and the battery lasts significantly longer. This technology is a game-changer for professionals on the move who use premium laptops like the Asus ROG or Lenovo Legion series. AI-assisted features in creative software will run faster and more efficiently. Your operating system will feel smarter with features like predictive text and intelligent performance optimization happening seamlessly in the background. The Core Ultra isn't just an evolution, it's the beginning of a revolution, transforming the laptop from a simple tool into an intelligent creative partner. Intel vPro, the corporate guardian. Next, we meet the security chief, the silent guardian of the corporate world. Intel vPro. vPro is not a separate processor line, but rather a powerful platform built on top of the Core i5, i7, and i9 processors. Its focus is not on raw speed for gaming or content creation, but on security, manageability, and stability for enterprise environments. Imagine you're an IT administrator for a company with 1,000 employees, each with their own laptop. With vPro, you have a powerful toolkit at your disposal. The key feature is Intel's Active Management Technology, AMT. This allows an IT department to remotely access, diagnose, update, and repair a vPro-enabled PC, even if the computer is turned off or the operating system has crashed. This is a revolutionary capability, saving countless hours of downtime and support costs. Furthermore, vPro offers enhanced security features that operate at the hardware level, below the operating system, making them incredibly difficult to bypass. Features like total memory encryption protect sensitive data from sophisticated attacks, For a large organization handling confidential client information or trade secrets, the peace of mind provided by the vPro platform is invaluable. It's the invisible shield that protects the backbone of the modern business world. Now let's venture into the worlds of the very large and the very small, where two other Intel families operate, often unseen by the average consumer, but utterly essential to the functioning of our modern world. Intel Atom, the miniature marvel first, the Intel Atom. Think of this processor as the ant of the computing world. It is incredibly small, consumes an almost negligible amount of power, and is designed for a single, focused task that it can perform reliably for years on end. You won't find an Atom powering a gaming PC, but you will find it absolutely everywhere else. It's the tiny brain inside a car's infotainment system, the processor running the digital menu at a fast food restaurant, or the chip powering a smart security camera. Because it generates so little heat, it doesn't require a fan or an active cooling system. This whole fanless WAFI design is crucial for embedded applications, where reliability is paramount. A fan is a mechanical part that can fail, but a passively cooled Atom processor can be sealed away in an industrial machine or a digital kiosk and simply run and run and run. It's the ultimate example of efficient, reliable, and focused engineering, the silent workhorse powering the interconnected Internet of Things. Intel Xeon, the server titan. At the opposite end of the spectrum stands the Xeon, the colossal titan of the professional world. If an i9 is a hypercar, a Xeon is a fleet of gigantic freight trains. These processors are not designed for single-user desktops. They are built for the massive servers and workstations that form the backbone of the internet, scientific research, and global finance. A high-end Xeon processor can boast an incredible number of cores, sometimes well over 100, and is designed to run at 100% capacity, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for years without failure. But its true power lies in its ability to work in tandem. Many server motherboards are designed to hold 2, 4, or even more Xeon processors, allowing them to pool their resources into a single, massively parallel computing entity. This is the power that runs cloud computing services like Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. It's what allows a company like Netflix to stream video to millions of users simultaneously. It AUX the computational engine used by scientists to simulate complex climate models or by pharmaceutical companies to discover new drugs. For years, Xeon was the undisputed king of this space. However much like in the consumer market, AMD has mounted a powerful challenge with its Ryzen Threadripper and EPYC lines, which often offer a better price-to-performance ratio and higher efficiency, once again proving that fierce competition drives innovation for everyone. Xeon is the invisible giant, the powerhouse that makes our connected, data-driven world possible. Before we conclude our journey, let's take a moment to pay our respects to two processors that, for decades, served as the entry point into the world of computing for millions. In 2023, Intel officially retired the Celeron and Pentium brands, marking the end of an era. Intel Celeron, the humble beginner Celeron, was for a very long time the cheapest and most basic processor in Intel's lineup. It was the engine in the most affordable laptops you'd find on a store shelf, the first computer for many students and families. Its performance was, to put it mildly, limited. Celeron chips were often manufactured from the same silicon wafers as their more expensive core brethren, but they were the ones with defects. Rather than discarding the entire chip, Intel would disable the faulty cores or reduce the cache, creating a slower but functional and very cheap processor. This meant that a Celeron could handle one task at a time, writing a document or browsing a simple website, but it would quickly become sluggish and unresponsive if you tried to multitask. It was slow, but it was affordable, and it opened the door to the digital world for people who otherwise might have been left behind. Intel Pentium, the trusty sidekick. Sitting just above Celeron was Pentium. For years, the Pentium name was synonymous with quality and reliability. It was the slightly stronger, more stable sibling, offering a noticeably smoother experience than a Celeron. It could handle basic office work and even some very light older games with more grace. For a long time, Pentium was the go-to choice for a reliable family computer or a no-frills office workstation. It was never designed to be a speed demon, but it was a workhorse that earned its place in the history of computing. The retirement of Celeron and Pentium signifies how far we've come. The performance of today's entry-level Core i3 far surpasses what even the best Pentium could deliver, and Intel has streamlined its lineup to reflect this new reality. These names may be gone, but their legacy lives on in the millions of people they help to connect, create, and learn. So, after this deep dive into the heart of the machine, what is the ultimate lesson? The story of Intel's processors is not just a story about technology, it's a story about you. Choosing a processor is not about picking the one with the biggest number. It's about understanding your own needs, your own ambitions, and your own workflow. Are you a student who needs a reliable tool for research and writing? The humble Core i3 is your steadfast companion. Are you an aspiring creator or a passionate gamer who needs a machine that can grow with your skills? The versatile Core i5 is your champion. Are you a professional who pushes the boundaries of creativity and productivity every single day? The powerhouse Core i7 is your dream machine. Or are you an enthusiast who demands nothing but the absolute pinnacle of performance? The apex predator, the Core i9, awaits your command. And perhaps your needs are more specialized. If you're a business, the security and manageability of vPro are non-negotiable. If you're building a smart device, the efficiency of Atom is key. And if you're on the cutting edge of AI, the intelligent design of Core Ultra is the future. The advice I want to leave you with is this. Do not let the marketing jargon intimidate you. Look past the flashy names and focus on the fundamentals. How many cores do you truly need for your multitasking habits? What do those little suffix letters tell you about the chip's specialty? And most importantly, what is the primary purpose of the machine you are building or buying? Answering these questions honestly will guide you to the perfect silicon soul for your digital life, ensuring you invest in the power you need, not just the power you're told to want. This journey of understanding is the first step to becoming a true power user. I'm genuinely curious to hear your stories. What processor is currently powering your computer? Have you ever felt like your machine was holding you back? Or have you ever been surprised by what a seemingly humble chip could accomplish? Let me know your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. I hope it was as enlightening for you as it was for me to share. Wishing you all the very best of health and happiness. And if you found this journey insightful and want to continue demystifying the world of technology together, please consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, stay curious.